Hi, this is Chris from My Yarning Circle, and this is a quick video on how to tink or unknit your knitting. So when we're knitting, we're usually taking the yarn stitches from our left-hand needle and making new ones and sliding them over to our right-hand needle. In this case, I'm making some pearls. I take it off and it goes over to my right-hand needle, making another pearl, sliding to my right-hand needle. And I'll do it again. Now, when we do this, our stitch orientation is usually a setup where the leading leg coming here, the yarn coming here, the bar between, comes up, comes in front of the needle first, and then goes over and behind the needle, and then travels to the next stitch, and it goes up, over, and behind. So you can take off your stitches different ways, but this way I like to do it because it keeps my stitch orientation correct as I take them off. I don't have to worry about fixing them later. So what we want to do is when we're doing this, I want to purl again, we're taking the old stitch and taking it off, and it becomes the row below the stitch that's on the needle. So this stitch is on the needle, and this is right below. Now here on the purl, you can go right, you can see there's the top of the old stitch. So you're going to go into there, right there. And I'm going to put my needle in right to that stitch below, the next row. I'm going to keep my yarn to the right, my needle to the left, and I'm going to pull out. Again, there's the purl bump. I'm going into the hole below. You can see that the yarn is actually going into the same place as the yarn goes in. I'm going to keep the yarn to the right side of the needle and pull it out. And see how my stitch orientation has maintained the same. I'm going to pull it out. And this is my purl. So you got the purl bump, it's got a guide for you. So you can see the bump and you can go right below the bump and then you can pull it out. The knit is the same thing. You just don't have the purl bump. The purl bump's on the back side instead of the front side. But this is the stitch that's on the needle. I don't want to go in there. I want to go just below it. And you can see how it lines up right with, you can see the yarn and the needle are in the same slot. And then I pull it out. Again, I'm keeping my yarn to the right side of my needle and pulling it through. This is going to keep my stitch orientation the same. So if I was, let me go back for a second. If I was doing this and I said, ooh, there's my mistake, I would mark my mistake with like a locking stitch marker. I would say, oh, wait a second, I can, oops, if I can get it in there. There we go. I know all these stitches from here to here to here are correct. My first wrong stitch is right here. So if I mark it, then I just take out, I'm going to take out one up, and here it is. It's a purl in the middle of my sea of knits. So I got to go below the purl bump, put my needle in, make sure my yarn's to the right, and pull out. Go in right below the bump, and you can see it's in the same place. Pull it out. Now, I know I tinked back far enough. I did not have to go back any farther than I just did. I can get rid of this marker, and now I can turn around and go back to my knitting. All my stitches are oriented still correctly with the yarn coming forward, over the top, and then behind. So if you take your stitches out that way one at a time, you will not have any problem keeping your stitch orientation, and you won't have any problem having to change anything later. Happy knitting. Thank you.